It's day 2 of all the action here at the FIFA World Cup in Doha. We're here at Marcotti's mansion. Have a look at this view. The Netherlands finally in action. Everyone gets excited to watch the Netherlands. We always talk about them as powerhouses in world football, up against Senegal, labeled as dark horses. I even have them as one of my dark horses. But without Sadio Mane, it ended 2-0 to the Netherlands, Gavin. A scoreline that I thought flattered them.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think first half was a lot of kind of back and forth between the two. I thought Senegal shaded it. Senegal, I thought, definitely had the upper hand after the break. And, in the end, people are going to say it's about, Sadio Mane, had he been there, blah, blah, blah. But Senegal created the chances. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, they were undone by Cody Gakpo's header. And let's face it, Edouard Mendy's mistake.
Uncharacteristic error from him. Or what were your thoughts in this one? Do you put it down to nerves of something, even though we know he has performed on some of the biggest stages in the world?
So, first of all, Mendy has had a bit of a rough ride, the last 2-3 months at club level. I think he just didn't expect Gakpo to move so quickly, to be so reactive in coming across. Gakpo is, he's a big, tall guy, but he moves very, very well, and he just cuts in ahead of them. And that has to be disappointing for Senegal, because Aliou Cissé, we've talked about this before, he's done such a phenomenal job. This is a tournament-tested team. They're so sophisticated tactically. And they had Holland, I think, at 6s and 7s for much of the game. And, you said before about everybody wants to see the Dutch.
I think we like their jerseys a lot. That's the thing, too.
We love the jerseys. we love the history. Even Van Gaal coming out and saying, yes, I think we're going to win the World Cup. That's awesome.
Love to hear
I love
that.
it. I love that confidence, right?
Finally, something not media trained answering.
No question about that.
And then, we'll get to Holland in a bit, but let's continue talking about Senegal, because like I said, so many people do have them as dark horses in this tournament, even without Sadio Mane, because we feel like they play like a team. They don't just overly rely on maybe a Sadio Mane, hopefully. Would you want to see them change, I suppose, because this group feels like it could go either way now that we're talking that we weren't that impressed by the Dutch?
Well, in terms of changing in their approach for the other game. Well, look, I mean, on paper, they're going to be heavily favored against Qatar.
Yeah.
If Qatar play the way I saw them play at the Outback the other night, I don't think Qatar can be that bad. I think Nerves also had something to do with it for Qatar, but clearly Senegal a notch above them. And then it comes down to Ecuador. And what is a good way? Again, you're talking about a team like Ecuador. I say there's the greatest respect. This is more of the gritty, resilient team. I did have issues scoring goals and whatnot leading into the tournament there.
Until Eder Valencia came.
Yeah, until Eder. So, you feel that Senegal can physically and tactically probably overpower Ecuador. So I think that's what they need to do effectively to advance in this group. Unless, honestly, the Dutch.
Yeah.
Do we take it for granted that if the Dutch play the way they did today against Ecuador, I wouldn't take for granted that they're going to win. They could be dropping points there. They could even be losing the game. So I think we need to see more from them.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.